Hello everyone, I am Payal Singh and I'll be teaching you History and Civics of Class 10th ICSE Board. The first chapter of history is the First War of Independence. Many know it as Sepoy's Mutiny, some of you know it as the Revolt of 1857. But there are some historians who believe that it was the First War of Independence. Now, a very valid question that is asked by the most of the student is why is it called the First War of Independence? क्योंकि ये तो तय है कि अंग्रेज ये पहली बार किसी वॉर में इन्वॉल्व्ड नहीं थे, इससे पहले भी वो कई सारे वॉर्स कर चुके थे और ये भी फैक्ट है that we did not get independence after this war. So the question stays, why is it called the first war of independence? अब इसे समझने के लिए हम एक छोटे से टाइमलाइन की हेल्प लेंगे to clear our concept. So we'll go little back in history to understand it better. The story starts from 1608. If you see, there's a timeline and 1608 is written. East India Company comes to India to trade, just like any other trading companies like the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French. Okay, East India Company also comes to India. हमें पता है कि India was rich in textile and spices, and that is why they all wanted to trade with India. So 1608, during the reign of Mughal Empire, East India Company comes to India and they seek the permission of the ruler Jahangir to trade in India. They wanted to set up a factory in Surat. The permission was given to them. Now they also wanted exemption. They wanted to trade duty free. अब ये duty free क्या है? जब भी कोई business होता है तो उसके profit पे आपको taxes देने होते हैं to the government and of course during that time to the ruler. So they wanted exemption on those taxes so that they can settle their business. So the permission was given to them and that is how they started their trade in 1608 till the year 1757. That is, if you look at the timeline from 1608 to 1757, it is a period of almost 149 years. So 149 years to be precise. East India Company was purely a trading company. Now, what happens in 1757 that changed the whole game? In 1757, Battle of Plassey happens. Now, Battle of Plassey happens between the Nawab of Bengal and East India Company. Now, the Nawab of Bengal came to know that the East India Company was doing corruption. किस तरह का करप्शन? करप्शन ये कि जो कंपनी के ऑफिशियल्स थे वो कंपनी के नाम पे अपना पर्सनल बिजनेस कर रहे थे which was bringing huge loss to the revenue of Bengal. जब बंगाल के नवाब को ये बात पता चली तो he was very upset. He ordered the company to start paying taxes. Now this was not liked by the East India Company. They wanted to negotiate and convince the Nawab that it will bring huge loss to them if they start paying taxes. But after a lot of negotiations, discussions and meetings, there was no result. The end result was Battle of Plassey between the Bengal Nawab and East India Company. So the result was, yes, that East India Company, they won the war, and that is how in 1757 their territorial expansion started. और यहाँ से कहानी शुरू होती है रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 के कारणों की, क्योंकि from 1757 till 1857, if you look at this timeline, it's almost a period of 100 years. Now, in 100 years, in all these years, what happened that eventually the revolt of 1857 happened, the first war of independence happened. In these 100 years, we'll know the causes of the war. Now, coming back to the question that we discussed in the starting of the chapter, that why is it called the First War of Independence? Now, in these 100 years, people from different sections of the Indian society. They were all adversely affected. Now, who were these people? Rulers of the Indian states, sepoys, zamindars, peasants, traders, artisans, and Pandit and Maulvis. Of course, the tribal people. All these people, they were affected in some way or the other. किसी न किन्हीं कारणों से ये सारे ग्रुप अफेक्ट हुए थे और उसी वजह से इन्हीं कारणों की वजह से ये सारे ग्रुप एक साथ आते हैं एंड दे फाइट अगेंस्ट देयर कॉमन एनिमी विच रिजल्टेड इन द रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857. नाउ एक बड़ा ही वैलिड क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या इन ग्रुप्स ने कभी विद्रोह नहीं किया, कभी आवाज नहीं उठाई? डिड दे वेट फॉर 100 years to for the revolt of 1857? So the answer is yes, they did raise their voice within these 100 years. If you look, there were socio-political causes, there were tribal movements. If you see here, Santhal rebellion happened in this time. Peasants uprising, of course, the Blue Rebellion, which is also called the Indigo Rebellion, happened. Civil rebellion happened, but they did not convert it into a mass uprising. Reason being that they were localized, they were scattered, and that is why it didn't turn up into a mass uprising. So within these 100 years, there were lot of small, revolt or rebels which did not convert it into a mass uprising, and that is why in 1857 when all these groups came together, जब ये सारे ग्रुप इकट्ठा हो गए और एक साथ आंदोलन किया, तब जाके रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 एक मास अपराइजिंग में कन्वर्ट हुआ. So I hope the answer is clear to you that why is it called the First War of Independence. The First War of Independence is only because all these people from different sections of the Indian society came together to fight against their common enemy, that was the East India Company. So we'll start with the causes of the First War of Independence. Political cause, we'll take the first point, that is British policy of expansion. The British policy of expansion started with the Battle of Plassey, okay, in 1757. This is where the East India Company started its territorial expansion and they wanted to gain more and more territories. So they started with outright war. Now what happened after the Battle of Plassey? The East India Company went into war with other princely states, and Battle of Buxar happened, from where East India Company, they conquered Bengal, Bihar, Orissa. All these areas were taken over. Then Anglo-Mysore War, where Mysore was taken over. Then comes the Anglo-Maratha War, where the Maratha region is taken over. And of course, the Anglo-Sikh War, where Punjab was taken over. So this was the British policy of expansion. The second point of expansion, or through which they wanted to take over the territories of these princely states, was subsidiary alliance. Now this subsidiary alliance is very, very important from the point of view of your board एग्जाम. अब सब्सिडरी अलायंस था क्या? इट वॉज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय लॉर्ड वेलेस्ली. अब इनका चेहरा आप ध्यान से देख लीजिए, क्योंकि पिक्टोरियल जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं उसमें इस टाइप के पिक्चर्स दे दिए जाते हैं एंड यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द पर्सनालिटी. सो लॉर्ड वेलेस्ली इंट्रोड्यूस्ड सब्सिडरी अलायंस, और इसमें जो राज्य जो सब्सिडरी अलायंस में गए थे ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के साथ, उन राज्यों को कुछ पॉलिसीज के टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस को मानना था. उसके एवज में ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी उनके राज्य को प्रोटेक्ट करती. अब टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस क्या थे? टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस ये थे दैट द प्रिंसली स्टेट वुड एक्सेप्ट द सुप्रीमेसी ऑफ द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, और यही नहीं, वो अपने सारे फॉरेन रिलेशन सरेंडर कर देंगे और किसी भी और राज्य के साथ वो वॉर नहीं करेंगे. दे विल नॉट एंटर इनटू अ वॉर विथ एनी अदर किंगडम एंड without the permission of East India कंपनी। यही नहीं, उनके राज्य में, उनके हेडक्वार्टर्स में कंटिन्यूअसली एक ब्रिटिश रेसिडेंट रहेगा, which will keep an eye on the working of the princely states. यही नहीं, the East India Company will also provide the princely state with military support. In return, the princely state will have to pay for the maintenance of the troop. And in case if they fail to pay, their some of the territories would be taken over by the East India Company. अब आर्मी दे के उनसे पैसे लेते थे वो, और यही नहीं, उनकी अपनी जो इंडिपेंडेंस थी जो राजा की, वो खत्म हो गई थी, क्योंकि they were under constant check and monitoring by the East India Company. Now, since they lost all their independence, they were okay with it because they believed that they will be protected by the East India Company from other foreign invasions. Okay, and East India Company will also not attack them directly since they are into agreement with them. Now the territories, or that were, I should say not territories, the princely states which came into this alliance with East India Company were Awadh. Awadh was the first kingdom to get into this alliance, and later on, of course, Mysore, Hyderabad, Jodhpur and all, they all joined this alliance. And that is how through subsidiary alliance, East India Company was keeping a check on these territories. Now the third point under the policy of expansion is doctrine of lapse. बोर्ड में ये क्वेश्चन आएगा और आता रहता है हर 3-4 साल पे अबाउट डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स. अब है क्या डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स? डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स is a policy where if a princely state does not have a natural male heir. Now what is a male heir? Heir is HEIR, और H silent है यहाँ पे. इस शब्द के अलावा दूसरा कोई शब्द you cannot use it. That is how these keywords in history are. Heir means उत्तराधिकारी. अगर किसी राजा का कोई मेल heir नहीं है, तो उनके जो अडॉप्टेड सन है वो राजा नहीं बनेंगे, और उस कंडीशन में, उस सूरत में उनका राज्य ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ले लेगी. अब ये वही बात है कि चाहे कोई भी रणनीति अपना के, साम दाम दंड भेद, किसी भी रणनीति से ज्यादा राज्यों को अपने कब्जे में करना है. और डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स तो people say that it was a moral lapse on behalf of East India Company, who was trying to take over the kingdom of these rulers through hook or by through crook. ठीक है, तो डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स में झांसी, सतारा, संबलपुर, all these states were taken over by the East India Company under doctrine of lapse. Or Jhansi, we all know that the ruler of Jhansi, that is Rani Lakshmi Bai, she went into war against the East India Company in order to protect her kingdom from the East India Company, because she didn't want to give her territory to the East India Company under the doctrine of lapse. So important thing ye hai to recognize Lord Dalhousie. Lord Dalhousie was the one who followed the doctrine of lapse, and he was the Governor General of India during this period, that is from 1848 to 1856. So this is an important point, doctrine of lapse. Now the next point is on the pretext of alleged misrule. Now this is very, very, funny thing that, out of all the things, doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliance, outright war, on the pretext of alleged misrule was one such policy where the kingdom was taken over from a ruler because the East India Company believed कि वो रूल नहीं कर रहे हैं, on the pretext of misgovernance. Imagine कि आपसे आपका राज्य संभल नहीं रहा है, इसलिए आपसे हम आपका राज्य ले रहे हैं, आप उसको ठीक से गवर्न नहीं कर पा रहे, एंड वी विल प्रोवाइड अ बेटर गवर्नेंस. दैट इज व्हाट द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी gave the statement that we'll provide a better governance, so we are taking over your kingdom. And Awadh, imagine Awadh, who was already in subsidiary alliance with the East India Company, their territory was taken over by the East India Company, saying that it was misgoverned by the Nawab of Awadh, and that is why we are taking over. So, the people of Awadh were very very upset. It was not that कि अवध को लेने के बाद कोई गवर्नेंस बेटर हो गई. अवध को टेक ओवर करने के बाद ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने रेवेन्यूज बढ़ा दिए, टैक्सेस बढ़ गए, हर चीज महंगी हो गई. पीपल वर स्ट्रगलिंग टू पे higher taxes. The taxes on food, houses, ferries, everything just increased. Now, there were a lot of people who were working for the ruler under him. They lost their jobs because obviously there was change in administration, and people lost their jobs. So unemployment ho gaya. Not only that, there were zamindars and talukdars who lost their land. So that was another problem. All these people who were affected, they all joined the war eventually because they were affected by the misgovernance of the East India Company. Now, very important point, that there were 70,000 soldiers who were recruited in the army by from Awadh, and these soldiers were very very upset that their own homeland was under now a foreign rule. There they had to pay the heavy revenue, that is the increased revenue which was being introduced, or which was being levied by the East India Company. So the higher taxes of on the land their families held in Awadh had to be paid by these soldiers. So that was another reason why these soldiers rebelled against the East India Company and joined the First War of Independence. Second point is disrespect shown to Bahadur Shah Zafar. Now, in 1849, Lord Dalhousie announced that the successor of Bahadur Shah Zafar will not be allowed to use the Red Fort. You see, this is the Red Fort, and they will be given a place near Qutub Minar to stay. So that was again a big humiliation for the Mughal emperor. People did not like the kind of treatment that was given to their emperor. Again, in 1856, Lord Canning announced that after the death of Bahadur Shah Zafar, his successors will not be allowed to use the imperial title. That is, they will be called prince and princess and not the emperor. So that was again a very humiliating thing. So the Muslims were upset. The people around the country were quite upset. So that was one of the factors which eventually, led people to join the war. Now, the third point is treatment meted to Nana Sahib and Rani Lakshmi Bai. Nana Sahib was the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II, and since Peshwa Bajirao II was already on पेंशन फ्रॉम द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, तो नाना साहब क्योंकि लीगल एयर नहीं थे, अडॉप्टेड चाइल्ड थे, इसलिए उनको पेंशन देने से ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने मना कर दिया. यही नहीं, he was also sent to Kanpur from Pune, and that was not liked by the people of Maratha region. They were very very upset. Now यही चीज रानी लक्ष्मीबाई के साथ की गई. उनके भी क्योंकि अडॉप्टेड सन को रिकग्नाइज नहीं किया गया एज अ लीगल एयर, तो उनका भी राज्य अंडर डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ लैप्स ले लिया गया था. तो बोथ Nana Sahib and Rani Lakshmi Bai, they were humiliated, and that is why they joined the First War of Independence. Absentee of sovereignty of the British. Now, absentee of sovereignty of British means that that India was ruled by the British government from England a distance of thousands of miles. Now, earlier the Mughals were living in India only, and they had a close connection with their people. सब्जेक्ट्स जो थे, उनकी प्रजा जो थी, उनके साथ एक डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट था. And whatever the revenue was collected here was used here in India. That money was spent for the development of the country. But in this case, where the crown, that is the queen, was living in England, all the money was being transferred to England, and there was drain of wealth. So that is another reason why the people of India joined the war, because there was drain of wealth. There was no development done. Instead, they were given second hand treatment. उन्हीं के लोगों को second hand treatment मिल रही थी जो हिंदुस्तान में रहने वाले लोग थे, और यूरोपियंस को superior treatment मिल रही थी. So the people were very upset. And of course, the queen was ruling indirectly, that is through East India Company. So half of the time she was clueless of what was happening in India. So जो प्रॉब्लम्स थी वो उन तक पहुंचती नहीं थी, एंड द ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी वाज मिसयूजिंग देयर पावर हियर इन इंडिया. So that was another reason for the revolt of 1857.